Okay, so the object of this video is to ensure your application, whatever it is, however you create it, can be accessible by external users using your own domain. So I purchased a domain called happytechdays.com, which you can see here. If I go to DNS, I bought it from GoDaddy. So once I go into my domains, you will see the object, the happydeckday.com, and all I would need to do is change the name servers, which I'm going to show you now. So that's the external domain I bought, happytechdays.com. I initially went into cloud DNS and I created a brand new zone, a public zone. So you just go to create zone, create a public zone, and I named it after my domain. I then had to create two objects or two types of files. The first one, I did a CNAME object whereby I called it happytechdays.com, and the DNS name will be www.happytechdays.com. And then more interestingly, I had to do an A record, which where is the key component of resolving the domain to a particular IP address. So this IP address I'm going to change shortly. So this was from my last efforts of running my app. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to generate this IP address from a load balancer. So that's my DNS and setup. So if you just go, just the last thing here, if you go into NS lookup, this is already generated by Google when I create the cloud DNS public zone, and they give me these NS lookup NS servers. So I have to take that information, jump back onto my GoDaddy section for my domain and go into name servers and add them here, which basically is saying that Google will manage the resolving of my domain. So you just need to make sure the name servers from Google is listed here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do first, I'm going to show you an app. So I'm going to use Cloud Run. I'm going to go into select just a demo or an example app. There's one called Hello they've already made. So imagine this is our up and coming application that we made. So I'm just going to use the container which consists of the example app which Google has already given to me. The service name is Hello. I can actually just change the name there. Make note of the region it's hosted in, US Central 1 Iowa, which is going to be useful when we do our load balancer. And at this moment, I'm just going to do unauthenticated invocation, so I don't need anything requiring any major authentication. It's just for testing purposes. And the rest of that, I'll go create. So that will go ahead and create that. I'll just pause the video while it's doing that. Okay, so it's now created the Hello Tester app. So let's just see what it looks like. And there you go, it's running. There's our app. It's very straightforward. So Cloud Run has just given us an example app which runs. But the thing what we have here is this ugly URL here, which we're not really going to be, it's not an actual professional way of presenting your app. So you want something which can be used behind your own domain name. So let's get on and do that. So just to recap, we've created the domain name already here, which is already created Cloud DNS. All I need to do now is go into load balancing. And I'm going to create a brand new load balancer. I'm going to call it an application load balancer because I want it accessible by HTTP or HTTPS, but in our example, we'll just do HTTP. We want people from the internet to access our Cloud Run app, which is hosted on Google Cloud. So I'm going to do a global external application load balancer, ideal for HTTP or HTTPS applications. I'm just going to call it my LB, my load balancer. The front end I'm going to call my LB front. And here, all we need to really make sure is make sure all these HTTP, IP4, the IP address is ephemeral. I'm going to go here. I'm going to put 5 seconds for just to make sure it keeps alive the timeout for 5 seconds. Okay. So here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a brand new IP address. My app external cloud run. And just do that. It will eventually create a brand new one. Okay, so that's created that. So I'm just going to go done there. Now I'm going to go to the back end, which is quite interesting. So this is where I'm going to create, where I'm going to point it to my Cloud Run app. So I'm going to go create backend service. I can call it backend app. What is the type? Is it running on a server? No, it's running on a serverless environment, which is the Cloud Run environment. So I go there. Protocol can be HTTP. And now here, I'm going to pick my app. So Cloud Run app. What we can do here, we go here. US Central 1, because that's where the app was being hosted. Cloud Run app. And there it is, the Hello Test app. So let's do that. And create. And create. So that's going ahead and creating the full load balancer. Okay, so the load balancer is now being created with the front end and back end. I'm just going to double click in it, and I'm going to note down the IP address which it's given me. So I'm going to copy this IP address just in case. I'm going to jump back into my DNS settings, and I want to go for the A record. Here's the A record. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to edit this one to make sure happytechdays.com is pointed to the correct IP address of the load balancer. I could copy it here, or easily I could just go here and pick it from my front LB here. So it already finds it. So I'm going to select that and save. Okay, now shortly I am going to go into Cloud Run, and I'm going to go to a website. So let's see. So shortly, like any external user, I should be able to go to here, www.techdays.happytechdays.com, because that is where my CNAME and everything is pointing to. happytechdays.com should be pointing to my Cloud Run application. Let's see if it was working now. Okay, so we're just going to have to wait a couple of minutes while it does its DNS resolving. So I'm just going to put it on pause, and we'll just give it a minute. Okay, it's been a couple of minutes now, so easier done. Instead of me typing it all over again, I'm just going to copy that, put it into any browser, and there you go. It's running beautifully. So there it's running, and it's managed to use the external IP address, hitting our load balancer, and then the load balancer behind it speaks to the Cloud Run, which presents this application. Obviously, you can take Cloud Run to another level. You can build your own application within a container and then do it that way as well. Um, Google have kindly provided us an application here where we can just test all the network side of it. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you want more of these videos, please subscribe. Please hit the like button, and I'm sure to get some more out to you. Thank you.